Introducing Price Shorts, the sharpest insights and most engaging moments from the Price podcast and Boy Basic, now in the palm of your hand. Thought-provoking commentary, even in a fatherless era, faithful fatherhood conforms us to Jesus and builds his kingdom across generations. Practical advice for the individual man. Embrace Colossians 3:23 and Ephesians 5 headship. Entertaining highlights. All in seconds. Price Shorts, your daily dose of premium content from Price Media Group LLC. Subscribe now and never miss the best bites. Peace.
The Price Podcast.
Buckle up.
It's chaos this week.
What is going on, everybody? This is Chaos This Week on the Price Podcast. Obviously, I'm your host, Jonathan Price, coming at you from Loganville, Georgia. And today, we have some major news that's happened this week. First, probably the biggest one. Trump went to China and had a meeting with President Xi Jinping. Him. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. Let me know if I'm not down in the comments. But yeah. But we have a lot going on. This week, we'll be doing a little bit of the U.S Iran war recap, kind of, because I feel like it's been talked a lot, being covered by many other people, but it is what it is. We won't be really going in depth into it. Obviously, if you're following along, Trump blockade. We're going to war with Iran over the Strait of Hormuz. Now that it's completely blockaded, now we're really just looking at the aftermath of it all. Gas prices are high. Obviously, we know that. I will say, it spiked. Was it this week or last week? It was last week. Yeah, it spiked last week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, but immediately Thursday, Friday went down. This week, it's been going back down. It's a slow, because think about stocks, the price will go up immediately, but then trickle back down very slowly. But the prices have been going down, right? So we'll be seeing more of that, obviously, as this continues to develop. But quick recap. Ooh, man. The background of it all, in the Strait of Hormuz, we've been in this since February 2026. Heightened naval presence in the U.S. actions and highlighted naval protocol procedures, economic, and sanctions during a complete blockade. The current status, the ceasefire is on life support. We all know that. We've said that there's a ceasefire, but nowadays it's just like, I don't know. Iran blows us up. Israel does something stupid. And here we are. But it is what it is, honestly. Now, vessel incidents have been on fire. Engage of progressive fire. There's a lot to go on. We're not going to go over it. Like I said, it's just a recap. Some developments that's been happening this week. The U.S. has been disabling Iranian vessels. Congressional rejections of war resolutions. Distributions to the oil flow. The global impact. energy market has been very volatile, I will say. That leads us into the next story. Why Trump went to China. One of the key agendas, you can kind of say, we'll get a little bit more later on. Trade negotiations, technology transfer discussions, Taiwan and the Strait of Hormuz tensions, Iranian nuclear conflicts, all that type of stuff. Obviously, participants, President Trump and the President Xi Jinping. There we go. That's how we say it. If I'm still not saying it right, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Anywho, key updates, personal rapport. No major breakthroughs. Tariff discussions that have been ongoing, and Chinese purchases of U.S. goods and oil have been agreed on. So now they're buying from us. You know, the symbolic aspects, focus on stability, managing tensions. That's really just all it is. This happened in literally the last 2 days, yesterday and today. Trump is now coming back. I think he is back now. Not 100% sure. I know I saw an article about it earlier. But now President Xi Jinping is coming to the U.S. in September. So obviously talks are continuing. We will see how it goes, see how things develop up until the fall, basically. So go through all of summer, see what happens, and then we'll continue from there. Now, onto something else. This is going to be I will say quick recap, but not really. The Hantavirus Outbreak. News has been going on saying around, yes, it's a new virus trying to make you, scare you, basically, put you in fear. Trying to make it more of like the coronavirus. I will tell you right now, it is not like the coronavirus. They are not, look, if they're going to try to quarantine us, good luck. I am not going to be quarantined at all. I'm not following none of that. Masks, I don't care. Especially about, they're trying to develop vaccines for the hantavirus. Bro, I'm not taking it whatsoever. I took the first COVID shot most because, my mom set it up for me. And I was like, you know what? I did not plan on getting it, but I am not going to waste my mother's time and energy that she put to setting it for me. So I was like, fine, whatever. But that was the only shot I got. Didn't care about any other ones. Didn't care about the second, the third. I scheduled a second one after the first one. Never made it because I really did not care. But yeah, that was really the only COVID shot I got. I wore a mask just because people around me like, yeah, you need to wear a mask. Anywho, hantavirus, yeah. Not taking those shots whatsoever. Yeah, not taking any vaccine shots that they have going on. None whatsoever. But yeah, it all developed on a cruise ship. There have been a total of 11 cases. 8 of them have been confirmed. 3 deaths. Still the same number from last week. Or might have been the week before too. But all in all, nothing really happened. I mean, what can you say? What can you say? But it is what it is. That's all I have to say. It is what it is. Now, obviously, the case fatality rate is at 27%. Apparently. Now, I'm going to say this apparently, mostly because the hantavirus is not the first strain. It would happen beforehand. I don't know. But yes, apparently they're all quarantined and where is it? Argentina? Well, the cruise ship departed from Argentina for a 10-day voyage to Antarctica. Yeah, I think the ship has been quarantined. Some U.S. people or the U.S. residents have come back. They've quarantined them. For what reason? To check, obviously, on the virus. But they are monitoring all 41 passengers across multiple U.S. states. Having some resurgence. Ressurgent. I can't talk. Might be because I need some water. Might be it. Reassurances. Water. That's all you need. But yes, there have been some reassurances. Very low risk for the public. And yeah. It is what it is. We're still looking into it, but I am not going to make this a whole deal like it's the coronavirus all over again. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is not going to be that big old thing. Now, back to China. A state visit to Beijing happened starting May 13th. Ended today. Now, they welcomed Trump like a parade. There are videos out there on X all over the place, and it is crazy. Crazy, I said. I'm gonna see if I can find it for you guys. Where's the tab? There you go. But I thought it was completely crazy. And then I saw, what was it? Oh, that looks cool. Not gonna be distracted. Let me find it. Trump, if I could type. Arrival to Beijing. Search. So, yeah, a lot of stuff happened. Oh, sweet. Okay, that was 7 hours ago. Where is it? Back. Yes. Ah, here it go. Oh, stop. Maximize it. I am going to show you guys this. This is Trump in Beijing. Can you guys not hear this? Hold up, pause. Can you guys not hear that? Whoa. Oh well, I think that should be fine. Let me know if you guys. So yeah, that was Trump arrival. They definitely know how to put on a show. They most definitely know how to do that. And the fact that they learned that song, oh man, that's actually awesome. Anywho. Obviously, that's when they arrived. They did a whole grand parade. I remember I saw a video where they had it was Trump's arrival in China and Barack Obama's arrival in China. Nowhere close to any of this. I was surprised. But hey, it is what it is. But formal welcome at the Great Hall of the People, troop inspection. They had a banquet. They had closed door talks, private tour of Zongnahai. Zongnahai. Oh, Zongnahai. The delegation from this summit. They had obviously President Trump, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent, along with other business leaders like Elon Musk and Tim Cook. So they had some people there. They had them, 100%. And the agenda, like I said before, with trade and economy, Chinese purchases of the Boeing aircraft. They also purchased U.S. agriculture and obviously our energy products because we are stopping them at the Strait of Hormuz 100%. Nothing they can do about it. Nothing at all. So yeah, that is that. We all know where that's gonna head. Well, we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I'm excited. I want to see what happens. Yeah. Anyway. Also, they have a Board of Trade proposal. Now, security-wise, the Iran conflict and Strait of Hormuz, and Xi warns against Taiwan. Look, China wants the Strait of Hormuz reopened so they can get 55% of the oil that was coming in from the Strait. I will say, now I'm not gonna say like a deep dive that's like in check, like really looking into it, but I have been doing research. Okay. Doing research, a little bit, as limited as it is. I have been doing some of my own research. And you could say Trump has stopped the Strait of Hormuz to kind of stall China from becoming a superpower, from developing their energy products. Because I will say, if the U.S. doesn't do it first, China will. And from my own standpoint, I don't want China to dominate. Okay. Now Tucker Carlson has been saying we need to rally with China and do all this. No. There is no way we're gonna. How do you say this? Like, there's no way we should rally with China and make them the dominant superpower. That does not make sense to me whatsoever. So I say, no. Why would we? No, they are our enemy. They want to exceed us, I will say. They want to make sure that they are the global dominant superpower. And I say, heck no. No. Sorry. No. Especially in AI. You know, you've already seen, like, there's a bunch of videos out there where there's a lot of robots. And I'm just like, no. Why is this not silent? No. 100%. Obviously, they also talked about AI technology, rare earths, the fentanyl trade, which needs to stop because we don't need any more fentanyl in this country. But, yeah. It definitely needs to stop. So, with that said, yeah. Now, the outcomes. The agenda is a lot different from the outcome, okay? Some of the outcomes, some of the positive notes, personal rapport, you got to build that. Symbolic stability, intent for purchases and forms. Like I said, they are purchasing Boeing airplanes from us. Now, the future steps, Xi's planned visit to come to the U.S. in September. That is the date right as of now. We could just say it's in the fall, right? But that's what's happening. That's what's going on. Let me see if get some more. But there's a lot going on. A lot with the economy here, obviously. But to get into a little bit more or about some of the agenda, both sides expressed shared opposition to Iran acquiring nuclear weapons and the need to keep the Strait of Hormuz open. Yeah, stop Iran, make sure they don't have no nuclear power, and honestly, at this point, me personally, it needs to annihilate the entire regime. Honestly, it needs to be a regime change. I don't think we don't need boots on the ground. We just need to destroy the leaders until they have somebody that we want out there. And not somebody that Israel wants, but something that America wants. That's for America first. Trump indicted presidency, offered potential assistance in diplomacy, though China's public statements focused on dialogue, negotiation, and reopening shipping lanes without confirming direct mediation. China had previously hosted Iranian officials. So, personally, China's on the side of Iran. And honestly, we don't need that. We don't need that at all. So, that's my point, my opinion. Yeah. No. So, like I said, the outcomes, has been no major breakthroughs. The summit was largely symbolic, focused on stabilizing relations rather than resolving core frictions. Announcements centered on intent for purchases and forms, but details remain unconfirmed by Chinese officials in several cases, and markets show limited immediate reaction. I'll give you guys all the sources down below in the description, so stay tuned for that. The tone, whatever, both sides described the meetings positively. Trump called them extremely positive and productive. I said it right, I don't know why I corrected myself. And referred to Xi with respect. Hailed a landmark, visit establishing a constructive, strategic, stable relationship. Future visits will reference Xi coming to the U.S. in fall. Already said that. Yada, yada, yada. Now, it underscores the complex interplay of economic interest and geopolitical challenges in the U.S. and China's relations. Developments have been continuing to unfold with potential follow-up on announced initiatives in the coming months. So, we will see what happens. We will follow it, see where this goes, and just take it from there. Now, onto some domestic news. The SCOTUS ruling back on April 29th, Louisiana versus Callais. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't really care at this point. So, the background of it. We're going to do a little recap of why this is even happening, right? So, Louisiana congressional map had two majority black districts, which obviously we said racial gerrymandering. They were obviously Democrat seats. Louisiana said, no. So they went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court had a ruling 6-3 said shut down or struck down as racial gerrymandering. I then said it was unconstitutional and violates the Voting Rights Act. So, you know what they did? Any racial gerrymandering or any districts that have been based on race now have to be deleted, basically. Now, yeah, so that now it's up to the whole nation to change their maps. And I will say it has been going on. It is now a war with Republicans and Democrats, especially here in the Southeast where I'm at. Now I'm in Georgia. Our governor, his name was Brian Kemp. There we go. I don't know why I was thinking of Penn Taxton. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I read an article literally right before this about him. Anywho, Brian Kemp said, Georgia, don't need to do any of that. We'll postpone it until 2030. Which is fine because it's not really needed at this point because there's so many other states that are doing it. So obviously Louisiana's done it. They've gained two seats. In Louisiana, the Republicans have gained 2 seats. Now, the partisan gerrymandering claims remain unjustifiable under Honcho president. The dissidents, we all get that, right? Now, after this ruling, Alabama, Florida, and Texas have been pursuing aggressive redistricting. We are now at a present to where we could see the Republicans win the midterms. Which is crazy. Normally, when a Republican president, the House and the Congress goes to the other party at the midterms. But now, just through procedural changes, Republicans can stay in power. Now, I know a lot of people say Republicans don't do anything. We have had 2 years already. We've had some wins, but a lot of people are not seeing they're not seeing all the wins that we have. Now, in the polls, President Trump is definitely down 70%. That's the number that I saw, at the very least. But the Democrats that should be in favor are also viewed negatively, which has never happened before. So while the Republicans are up, Democrats are down, Trump is also down. It is wild midterms. Look, I've already went and voted. If you haven't already, go ahead. Early voting in Georgia, at the very least, ends today. It ended today. So if you haven't done it yet, you now have to wait until you have to do it on Tuesday. I don't know why. A lot of people wait till the last day. Me personally, I did it last week because I was like, God, I'm going to do it. Might as well get it done and out of the way. But, yeah. The impact there of much fewer competitive districts for the midterms. Look, Republicans are winning the midterms. It's just like, man, like, how do you get out of that? It's very crazy. Very crazy. So, the ruling, voting rights, this narrowed the application of the Voting Rights Act, Section 2. The shift of challenges, the detailed challenge to state courts. If we have a potential Republican advantage, and honestly, at this point, Republicans are going to win. We're gonna have all three: the judicial, executive, and Congress. Legislative. There we go. Legislative branch. We're gonna have all three branches again. I'm happy because if Democrats win, everything that has happened up until now will get worse. They're gonna open up the borders, flood it. It's gonna be terrible. I will say it's going to be completely terrible. I would not like it. I hope you guys won't like it. And then we'll just see how things go from there. But I don't know. I think it's going to be. Who knows? Honestly. Who knows? But yeah. But then, yeah, future outlook have wave of mid-decade redistricting and all that. Republicans, honestly, if all this happens, just procedural, not even thinking about the swing states or all that. Like, Democrats have, from what I've seen, Democrats have to win, I think, like, you have to win 14 seats just to have a majority. Oh, no, just to tie with the Senate, in the Senate. But then not Marco Rubin, J.D. Vance is the tiebreaker, so Republicans still win. So we will see what happens. It has been a interesting political cycle, especially towards the start of this year. So at the end of the year, when it gets closer to voting in the midterms, we will see what happens. Like I said before, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm liking what's going on. We'll see what happens. That's all I can say. We will see what happens. It's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be cool. We will continue on from what we have, but that's all that I have for this week. We did get everything that we got into. So join me again next week, 7 p.m. for Chaos This Week, and on the Culture Clash this Thursday, 7 p.m. Yesterday we talked about last Culture Clash. We talked about Islamism and why it's not good. I am thinking about doing something else. I have to figure out what it is, but we will see. I've been thinking about doing a comparison of Islamism and Christianity, or Islam and Christianity. Let me know what you guys think, what I'm going to talk about. But yeah, that's all that we have. What's going on? I am recreating the Discord server. So that will be released soon. Go to pricemedia.com. That is PRYCE media.com. I'm going to pull this up for you guys. Okay. Oh, yes. Here we go. So go to pricemedia.com. Pricemedia.com. We have both the podcast channels. So obviously you could go on there, see what it's about, check out the recent episodes. We are release them every Wednesday, 5 a.m. Both on YouTube and Rumble. So check that out. You also go to Podbean. That's a podcast version. We have the Culture Clash, obviously 7 p.m. every Thursday. Talked about transgenderism. Oh no, I need to update this. But talked about Islamism and everything. Yeah, there we go. We talked about Islamism. Thinking about doing the workplace culture war. We'll see what happens. Not 100% sure on that one just yet. But if you guys have any topics, let me know. You can go over here to contact. Send me prayer requests if you have any. Give me any feedback, episode suggestions, or if you guys just want to speak and talk. That is definitely going. You go to on social. Definitely on X. DM me there. Well, like I said, on the podcast, we do have also Chaos This Week every Friday at 7 p.m. Used to be Saturdays. Moved it back because I was like, you know what? I think Fridays are going to be a better time to do it. We also will have a Discord. Now, like I said, I'm redoing the entire Discord. It's going to be completely revamped, trying to make things simple. I will let you know when that gets released on X. But so this button does not work. Don't go on there and press the button. It's not going to work. But yeah, find out on all channels. We also have a gaming channel, Boy Basic, which 8 p.m. tonight. Check it out. Go to the channel. We have YouTube and Rumble. Yeah. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be playing Spider-Man 2. Discord. I'm also doing revamping the Discord to here, so do not click on that button. But just yet, I'll let you know. Stream schedules Fridays at 8 p.m., Saturday at 7 p.m. Let's go on there. Find me on Twitch, on YouTube, on there. We also have a newsletter just started. So we have a lot going on. I'm excited to get all things going. This is a lot, especially just for me, but I'm here to do the work. This is what I have felt God has sent me to keep doing, and that is what we are going to do. And if it is God's put this on your heart to support the channel, just subscribing, liking the video, sharing it with everybody that you know is great. If you guys want to do something monetarily, go to pricemedia.com, PRYCE media.com. Go to donate, and you guys can definitely help through there. Anything you guys can do helps us out greatly. But with that, that's what we have. It has been great talking with you guys on Chaos this week, and I will see you guys again. All clips, highlights will be posted on Price Shorts, both on YouTube and Rumble. But that's all we have. Thank you for being here. Go to Boy Basic, 8 p.m. We'll be live there. And I'll see you guys there. This has been the Price Podcast on Chaos this week. Or Chaos this week on the Price Podcast. Thank you for being here. Keep seeking the kingdom. God bless. Peace.
Chaos this week.